guys, and welcome back to another pregnancy update. Today I am 35 weeks and 6 days pregnant, so this is my 35-week pregnancy update. I wanted to start off by talking about some not so pretty pregnancy symptoms that I have found and come across during this pregnancy. So number one, and this is also, it's not a pretty pregnancy symptom and it's a little embarrassing as well, is leaking. So not out of my boobs, but I know a little while ago I had mentioned that I had gone into the hospital because I was leaking and I didn't know what it was, if it was amniotic fluid or what it was. It turns out that it wasn't, but that has continued, and that was a good, I want to say like month and a half ago maybe. That has still continued and I am still leaking, so I have to wear like liners every day, otherwise it's like over. That is not a fun symptom at all. I find it pretty gross. Like, how could your bodily fluid, whatever it is, just be like coming out of you? Like, where is the control gone? There's just no control left. It's like it's all just floating on out. The second not so pretty thing is you get hairy. I have particularly noticed it on my belly, and I'll show you at the end, but it has just, and I notice it more every time I go to the GP or to the doctor at the hospital and they, you know, feel where the baby is, or like a scan or the heartbeat. When I pull my top up and I'm laying down and I can see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, where did all that come from? It's like a little monkey. Not, okay, a monkey's probably over exaggerating, but it has gotten like hairier, and I hope that it goes as soon as she's born. Third thing is peeing all the time at night. Even if I go to the bathroom, as soon as just before I get into bed, and I've got to get up again. Like, I cannot go to sleep until I've peed like 3 times since being in bed. I wake up in the night to pee. The other night I woke up 9 times. 9 times to pee. I was exhausted in the morning. That's ridiculous. The fourth thing is insomnia, and the last few weeks I have really found the insomnia kicking in. I haven't had it like the whole pregnancy up until like the last couple of weeks, where I'm waking up at like 3. The other day I was up at 3:45, but wide awake, where I cannot go back to sleep. Like, I am up, I can't go back to sleep like straight away. Even if I lay there and try and go back, nothing works. A couple of hours later, when I feel exhausted, but then it's time to get up again. This is like at like 6. It's time to get up again and like get ready for the day, get the kids ready for school and all of that. So insomnia, not a fan of either. The fifth thing is vivid dreams. Although it's not so pretty, but sometimes they can be quite scary. So my dreams are so vivid, where I'll wake up and actually think that has happened. Like, it's insane. Like, I had a dream the other day that had her, and I literally was like feeling my stomach, like, oh my gosh, so confused where I was. I was at home, so confused where I was feeling my stomach to see if she was still in there, or if like I had actually had her. Like, the dreams are insane. So I don't mind if they're like good dreams, but dreams like that freak me out. And like the bad dreams, oh no, I'm not enjoying those dreams either. On a more positive note, I am enjoying, my skin has been pretty damn clear. I always suffer like just around here, not so much with pimples. It's almost like it's like from maybe like years ago when my skin was worse, but my skin has been really good for the past, like, I want to say like a couple of months, like the odd kind of pimple or breakout, but overall it's been so good, where I haven't had to be having to like cover up any pimples or anything. So it's been really good and feels really soft as well. So I hope that that is one of the symptoms that is going to be staying around after she's born. My last video I had said that it was the last time that I was going to be seeing my GP, my shared cared GP, because I was going to, so my last 2 weekly appointment, which is on Friday, is now going to be, well, it was always going to be at the hospital, and then weekly after that at the hospital. So I was supposedly not supposed to see that GP again for like my pregnancy, but my dizziness and I don't even know what it's called, like nausea and all of that got so much worse to where I was literally crawling from the kitchen to the sofa just to like lay down. It was insane. I felt so sick, so I ended up sucking it up and just going back to her on, she's open on the weekends as well, so I went back to her on Sunday and just asked for a blood test. I wanted to check my iron levels because I had actually called the hospital before I had booked that just to see what they had said, and I know that the hospital, it's like an emergency department, so I don't want to like clog up the emergency department when I don't need to. So I just called them, explained what was going on, like how long it had been going on for. I still was feeling the baby move heaps. There was nothing wrong with that. And they just said, you know, like you can come in if you want, but they think that it is just my iron. So I decided not to, and just to go to my doctor the next day. So went and got my bloods done, and they actually just came back today. So I just went up there to go and get those results, and my iron has dropped from, so it first of all was a 18 when I first had it. When I originally, like right at the very beginning, had my bloods done to say that you're pregnant and all of that, my iron was like really good, like nothing was under, everything was really good. And then the next set of blood tests I got were, my iron was an 18, and then the next ones that I got after that were a 13, and then the ones that just came back today, it had gone down to a 9. But the hospital has already told me that they will not give me an iron infusion until basically I am like a 5 and my hemoglobin is lower. So my hemoglobin seems to be, I think she said it's at 113, so that's fine. And I honestly don't think that they're going to do anything about my iron, even though I feel like, how am I going to get through these next like just over 4 weeks of feeling like this every day? I don't think that the hospital is going to give me an iron infusion because I'm so close to the end, and the risks that are involved with giving an iron infusion and you're pregnant. It only, I can't remember the exact number that she said, but it only happens in like, say, one, was it 1,000 maybe? 1 in 1,000. But I don't want to be that one who has some form of reaction to it and it just all goes downhill. So I'm sure that they're just going to wait until I have the baby, and then they will, if I still need one after, depending on like how much blood and stuff I lose, they said they will look at giving me one after I've had her. We will find out a little bit more on Friday, but I'm glad that I went and got it checked because I was pretty like worried. Like I was scared to go out in the car, like I would work myself up, I think, as well. Like I think I talked a little bit about if I didn't know if it was like anxiety or what, but it turns out that my iron is lower than it has been, so that's probably why. And my blood pressure is also a little bit lower. It kind of goes up and down, but it's never really at, I think it's 120 over 80, I think is like the normal range, around there. My blood pressure's never really up there, so that doesn't help as well with making me feel really tired all the time, dizzy, nauseated. So it's just, yep, all part of it, and I am nearly at the end, so I'm not going to be too worried about doing too much about it, but I will give those results to the hospital when I go on Friday. I also had another scare, I guess so to say, where I couldn't see properly. My vision just went like completely funny. I was getting like black spots everywhere. I couldn't focus on anything, and then a headache came on that I could not shift. I ended up taking Panadol for it and having like a wheat bag on like the top of my head while I was laying down because I could not shake this headache. I couldn't even open my eyes or anything. It was horrible. And then towards the kind of end, I guess, of it, I was able to open my eyes. So I googled it, and I was freaking myself out that it was like preeclampsia, because that's what it was saying. But that comes with high blood pressure as well, and I knew that I didn't have high blood pressure. So I just went to bed, slept it off, and I feel all right today. I haven't had any of those symptoms, which is great. And I did mention it to my GP today, and she seems to think that it is just my blood pressure, not high but low. So when it dips, then I get like nauseated, I get the headaches, and so that's another fun thing that I have to deal with, but hopefully not for too much longer. I'm so excited for my scan on Friday, so I've got 2 more days until I get to go and see her and hopefully find out a little bit more of what they want to do, depending on how big obviously she shows up on the scan. But it's freaky, because if they do decide to induce me, that is like a couple of weeks away. Like that, they would induce me in a couple of weeks. So freaky. I'm so ready to meet her, but I'm also not kind of done being pregnant. Even though these last few weeks I think have been like the roughest for me, I'm not done being pregnant yet. I'm still quite happy. So that's going to be interesting to see what that says on Friday. And I haven't actually really bought anything this week to show you. The only thing, oh actually the only thing I bought was, my stroller doesn't have like anywhere to put, so by the handles it doesn't have anywhere to put like a drink or anything like that. So I just found this the other day, and it is a stroller bag, so it just goes like onto the back of the stroller, just so that there's a bit of storage. So yeah, I just picked up that. That's about it. So I will go ahead and show you my belly and see how big we are this week. I think I was 115 last week. I really should go back and check, but I will show you my belly. This is with the shirt on. And with the shirt up. I'll just go ahead and measure as well. Okay, so it looks like, what does that say? 117.5. Oh, one thing I forgot to say was I got my hair cut. It feels so much shorter now. I mean, it is in a high pony, but I feel like I think I got like that much cut off it. So it was like a good couple of inches cut off it. Feels so much lighter. I wanted something where, because it's going to be winter here when I have her, where I'm not having to constantly like blow wave and like blow dry my hair just to get it kind of looking decent, because my hair was so long and it's so thick that it takes so long to just naturally dry. So I wanted just to be able to let it dry by itself and it just be easier, like maintenance, easy maintenance while I have a baby. And excuse this, but that is like coming out. Anyway, so that, oh my gosh, I should probably retie my hair up. So I am 117.5 centimeters now, still growing, and it is crazy that she is in there like fully formed. She's a person and I just have no idea what she looks like. She's, oh, it's crazy. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you for my next video. Bye.